Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3458. Today's date is 20 June 2025. It's been almost like morning at 8:25 a.m. It's a very beautiful morning. Okay, temperature are here are almost like a very pleasant temperature. Yeah, 26. It's a 26 degrees Celsius. That's really good temperature. Feel really good. It's a bit really cloudy and things like that. I feel really great. That like basically is this thing. I am belong to India, by the way. Okay, the temperature are here is like a very dangerous, like a 40, 45, 50 degrees Celsius was like a really enormous temperature. Can't even bear that thing. But when the temperature gets little bit something really cozy and stuff like that, it felt really good. Right now I'm feeling really good. It's kind of like I feel that little bit of cozy environment right now, and it's a really perfect way to record the artifact. Yeah, just like let's do this. All right, so let's just directly jump into the question. All right, yeah. Okay, so question is, have you ever unfollow or muted someone because their content felt too sexual? Oh, that is really good. That is really good. That is really good. Okay, yeah. Okay. So question is that have you ever kind of like a somebody unfollow or kind of like a muted their content because their content is a bit sexual? Have you ever done that? Yes, I did that. Why? Why? Obviously, is this thing that came. Okay, let's just imagine. Okay, let's just not imagine. Okay, it's actually happened with me, by the way. Okay, so I don't know, but maybe couple of months ago, I'm not really sure. I was kind of like a somebody doing a masturbation. Okay, okay. Let me tell you one thing regarding about my masturbation cycle. Okay, so when I masturbate one day, I make sure that ki within a 3 or 4 day, I shouldn't supposed to be masturbate. Okay, yeah, means after a 4 day, I should supposed to be masturbate. Like basically, I shouldn't supposed to be masturbate within a 3 day. Means like that if the today's date is a 2nd of March, then I make sure that till the 5th of March I shouldn't supposed to be masturbate. After the 5th of March I would be masturbate. Okay, because it's kind of like a somebody the gap is really essential for me. Okay, I wanted to make sure that I wanted to masturbate once in a week. Okay, yeah, but sometime it gets twice in a week, but that is okay. Yeah, but this is kind of like a simply gap and I never really break that gap. Okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure that 3-4 days should supposed to be take a gap. But sometime something happened and sometime I was get really sexually aroused and things like that, and I masturbate. Okay, yeah, and I didn't really kind of like a think about gaps and things like that, and after 2 days I masturbate. Okay, yeah, and when I did that I feel really regretful why I did that, this and that. It just felt really wrong. Okay. So when I kind of like did such a thing, when I kind of like feel really regretful regarding about why I masturbate and something like that, I am kind of like looking at my triggered point. What's a triggered point? A triggered point means like that. What is actually a triggered point where I am kind of like something feel really wanted to masturbate. Yeah, like what is actually a reason? What is actually kind of like a points where I feel a little bit of sexual and horny? I just need to figure it out that triggered point. Okay, yeah, and mostly the triggered point are actually came from social media platform, because in the social media platform I am actually seeing couple of girls is kind of like a wearing some sort of half naked like sexually aroused poses and things like that, and because of this thing I am kind of like a somebody influence and I'm kind of like a somebody male guy and I have a little bit of yeah, so it is felt something really wrong. Okay, yeah, so like I wanted to make sure that kill those trigger point. Okay, yeah, because if I wanted to control my masturbation cycle I have to I have to be kind of like a kill those triggered point. So what I do is that there are a couple of steps that I should supposed to do. First of all is that unfollow or muted those account. Okay, yeah, or kind of like a something if I didn't really follow those account but still I'm actually seeing those account content on my feed page, I'm try to kind of like make it not interested or things like that. Okay, one thing. Another thing, I went to Instagram setting and try to turn off the sensitive content, try not to show me sensitive content. Yeah, there is a setting over there in Instagram. Okay, but still Instagram is actually showing that feed. I don't know why, but yeah. Then I kind of like control the private DNS. Okay, private DNS is a kind of like a some server that kind of like I'm try to control. It's a kind of like a something filtered out so that adult content shouldn't supposed to be consumed. Okay, yeah, on my mobile phone or nothing really at all. Okay, so private DNS I turn on them with a kind of like a somebody, you know that private DNS there is a lot of setting by the way. Okay, yeah. Then in the Chrome browser I kind of like a turn on the family filter. Okay, yeah, family filter turn on. So basically I shouldn't supposed to be access such a thing like that. Okay, yeah. And these are like I just try to kind of like a simply do kind of like control the triggered point. What is actually triggered point, and try to kill those triggered points. This is kind of like a main objective to control my masturbation cycle. Okay, yeah. So my first step is kind of like a simply muted the content and things like that. Muted the kind of like a such a content creator who is kind of like a simply, yeah. And I did that. Yes, I did that. Okay, yeah. But this is my story. Okay, because I don't really have any girlfriend. I don't really have anything at all. So that's why. And another thing is that na ki usually is this thing I didn't really follow such kind of like some people. Okay, I don't know. Suddenly Instagram is actually shows me such a feed that I didn't really follow those people, which is like a really fucked up and things like that. Right now there is a another thing that I'm seeing on Instagram feed, thread. Okay, yeah. So I don't know, thread is a kind of like a some application which is rival to a Twitter, by the way. I'm not really sure, but is it? Okay, yeah. So thread is a kind of like a something, there is a kind of like advertisement is actually seen on my Instagram homepage, where in the thread there is a kind of like a something, couple of women is actually showing half naked sexuality. You just have to click it and then you have to download that thread, and then you see that particular half naked post photo of that particular woman. It just felt like that ki, why the Instagram is actually doing such a thing like that. But still I do unfollow. I if I didn't really feel really uncomfortable, or if I break my masturbation cycle, I just kind of like a feel that ki, let's just kill that account, or like a not like there are multiple steps to not to follow up this account and things like that. So I would do that thing. So yeah, I did that thing. Okay, yeah. But what about if you have a girlfriend? Then would you unfollow? Obviously. If I have a girlfriend and things like that, but still, why does my girlfriend is kind of like a somebody accessing my Instagram? It's a kind of like a somebody violation of privacy. I don't know. Yeah, it's a, I don't know. I never really have any kind of like a somebody prior experience regarding about having a girlfriend and what would be, I don't know. Yeah. So, but still, the question is that ki, do you unfollow or muted? Yes, I unfollow, muted, not interested, or maybe I block the content. All right. Yeah. Next question. Do you think creators are responsible for this kind of attraction on their content? Okay, yeah. Content attract. Okay, yeah. What is that listening? Do you think creators are responsible for the kind of attention for their content attract? For their, okay, yeah, okay. Now I get it. Okay, it's bit really kind of like a something very complicated to explain this question, but still it's really good. Okay, yeah. So what is actually this question? Yeah. Okay, so basically this question says that he whatever the content that you are seeing on Instagram, YouTube, or any social media platform, okay, yeah, do you think that the creator is the only person who is responsible for the that particular content? Obviously, yeah. Like example, if I watch a Dhruv Rathi videos, okay, yeah, and everything in Dhruv Rathi video explained regarding about this and that and that and that, the way that he explained and things like that, I would kind of like a something like I would consider that everything is actually happening is because of his responsibility. Okay, like basically this is saying, okay, Dhruv Rathi is not the kind of like a perfect example. Let's just say Mr. Beast. Okay, Mr. Beast is a kind of like a simply a YouTuber who makes a video regarding about the money and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. So does he is responsible for his content? Definitely, 100%. Not only for the content, not only for the editing and everything is actually controlled. Like a basically this thing, just consider a creator is a kind of like a somebody a chef. Okay, yeah, a kind of like a somebody chef who like a chef who make a cake. Okay, yeah. So if you want to make a cake, okay, you need a kind of like an ingredient, this ingredient, that ingredient, that ingredient. Okay, yeah. That chef combine all those ingredient, do all those process, baking, whatever it is. Okay, yeah. And whatever the information he collected, he kind of like whatever the kind of like ingredient he collected, he present in a such a way that that cake looks really beautiful. Okay, yeah. And that beautiful cake presented towards the customer, and customer will gonna buy this thing. So this is what kind of like a creator does. Okay, yeah. Like whatever the ingredient that does really required, the creator is actually take a kind of like ingredient from this source and that source and that source and that source and that source, combine all those ingredient, combine all those information, try to process, try to make presentable things like that, so that people will kind of like feel really good while watching that particular video and things like that, and present that video in front of audience. Okay, yeah. So it is completely responsible, like basically the creator is kind of like a something the responsible for 100% of the content that they are making, right? Yeah. But I am not really agree with that thing. Okay, I'm not really agree with that thing. Okay, like I just says that ki everything is kind of like a something the creator is actually responsible for everything that they are kind of like putting on the creator, they are responsible for everything. But that is true, but that is half true. Yeah. What is actually half true? What is actually is this thing? Okay, okay. So what is exactly a kind of like a somebody creator? Yeah. Mr. Beast is a kind of like a somebody creator who makes his own content. Yeah, he makes his own content. Okay, yeah. Like I am a graphic designer, I am a kind of like a somebody make a Photoshop, I kind of like a make my design by myself. Okay, yeah. So the creator who actually create the content from themselves, they actually control everything regarding about how their content should be in everything. Okay, yeah. But if there is a content creator who is kind of like a something, their creativity is kind of like a depend on someone else. Example, um, mkbhd. Okay, mkbhd is a tech creator. Okay, yeah. He he won't be able to make iPhone video unless new iPhone release. Okay, yeah. Like after the new iPhone release, he can make the video regarding about this iPhone and that and that and that thing. Okay, yeah. Like what I'm trying to tell you, mkbhd is a kind of like a somebody creator, his creativity is rely on someone else. Okay, yeah. Other companies like a tech community and things like that. So yeah, his creativity is actually rely on someone else. Okay, yeah. Now he take that information, make it kind of like a process in a such a way through editing style and good as that, and present in front of us. Okay, yeah. Those are creator are still exist, means their creativity is actually rely on someone else. Okay, yeah, that is the one thing. Another thing is that as a creator, I am a creator, by the way, I do know that when you are make a creativity, when you make a video, when you make a try to make a content. Okay, yeah. You are not making content for yourself. Okay, yeah. You are making content, you're making content for the people. Okay, yeah. What exactly it means? That it means that what exactly people like it, and you are kind of like a delivering that particular cake. Okay, yeah. Example, like you are kind of like a somebody a chef, you are making a cake, but the people are kind of like a somebody asking for badam pista cake. Okay, yeah. Badam pista is really beautiful cake. Okay, yeah. So and everyone is actually asking for badam pista cake. So as a chef, kind of like a make badam pista cake more and more, because this is what kind of like a something that people are want to buy. And creator or as a chef have to make that particular cake. If that chef doesn't really make that badam pista cake, then the audience or customer will kind of like a go somewhere and try to buy another badam pista cake from another bakery, right? So this is what kind of like a only matter means, like that ki, as a creator, the it kind of like a simply depends on what is actually audience that they like, what is actually the customer that they want. Okay, and we have to deliver such a kind of like a simply content or cake regarding about the customer expectation and things like that. Okay, yeah. So what is actually it means, like in YouTube platform or in social media platform, how does it kind of like something happen? Okay, yeah. It happened from a very large um, community of society. Let's just explain this thing. Okay, yeah. So there is a Raksha Bandhan. Okay, Raksha Bandhan is a kind of like a assembly festival. Okay, yeah, it's a really beautiful festival, by the way. So Raksha Bandhan is a festival, and basically is this thing in the Raksha Bandhan. Like let's just say, in a week after there is a Raksha Bandhan festival. Okay, yeah. So basically, most of the creator is actually make a video regarding about the Raksha Bandhan festival, regarding about this and that. He make a comedy sketch and things and that like a, whatever the content they are kind of like a somebody make sure their content is kind of like associated with that particular subject. Okay, yeah, and they are try to move that thing. Okay, so they make a content regarding about that particular topic, Raksha Bandhan. Okay, because Raksha Bandhan is a kind of like a something very trending topic, and kind of like a people are love to know about this and that and something like that. Yeah, because the Raksha Bandhan thing, and probably just like everyone should supposed to be expect that it's Raksha Bandhan. So yeah, so basically it's a kind of like a somebody everyone uh, wants to kind of like a get the information about Raksha Bandhan, and everyone is actually delivered in every creator is actually delivered that particular piece of content. Okay, yeah. There is a like IPL matches, when IPL final is actually happened, there is a lot of kind of like some like content is actually created regarding about the IPL things. Okay, yeah. There is a lot of event, by the way. Okay, if there is something happened like a, let's just say basically it's this thing almost like a couple of days ago, RCB was won. Okay, in IPL RCB was won. Okay, so RCB is a kind of like a Royal Challenger Bangalore. It's a kind of like a somebody IPL cricket team, by the way. Okay, so and that cricket team is actually win the IPL after 17 to 18 year after. So which is kind of like a somebody very proud moment, because RCB never really win IPL. So it's kind of like a somebody very proud moment for them. So entire India is actually celebrated that. Okay, yeah, and this and that. It's felt really good. Okay, yeah. They celebrate this type of event by kind of like a creating content, or every creator is actually make a content regarding about IPL final, IPL RCB final, things like that. So this is what it is. Okay, yeah. So as a creator, can't really decide what they should supposed to be make. It's kind of like a something depends on audience. Okay, yeah. If the so many audience are kind of like a want badam pista cake, then as a kind of like a some creator, he has a kind of like a forcefully have to make badam pista cake. There is no choice. Same thing happened with the social media. If the every kind of like a simply audience or kind of like a want video regarding about IPL final or this and that, as a kind of like a some creator became really forceful to make a content regarding about that, even if that particular creator doesn't really have any interest regarding about this thing and that. So this is what kind of like a somebody matter. This is what kind of like a something that key creator is can't really control their content. Okay, yeah, because if their content is actually rely on someone else, then yeah. But it's just like not every creator does that. Okay, yeah, like Mr. Beast don't really do that. Okay, because Mr. Beast is actually create a content by themselves. I create a content by myself. Okay, yeah. So basically my content is not really rely on someone else. Mr. Beast content doesn't really rely on someone else. Okay, yeah. But if the other people's content actually rely on someone else, then probably they are kind of like a bounded towards the kind of like a what is actually trending topic and things like that, and what kind of like a video that we should supposed to be make regarding about this and that. So is it wrong? Well, it's not really wrong. It's not really wrong, by the way. Okay, it's a kind of like a somebody that key as a people are actually giving the opinion regarding about what is actually this and that and that. It is somewhat right and somewhat wrong. Okay, what do you mean by that? Okay, yeah. Um. Okay, let's just kind of like a take an example. All right, yeah. Uh, right, this artifact is actually recording on 2025. Okay, yeah. And right now I am actually seeing so many sexual content on Instagram platform. Okay, yeah. I'm not really sure, but there are so many sexual content on Instagram platform. Sexual content means like that. I'm not talking about sexual nudity. No, I'm talking about kind of like something the sexually arousing type of content. Means like that girl is actually wearing some sort of clothes, revealing clothes. Okay, it's not really fully naked, but it's a kind of like a something that you feel little bit of sexual and things like that. Like you will get little bit of sexual emotion inside of you. Okay, yeah. So this type of content is actually trending right now. So many. Okay, yeah. So what is actually happened because of that? Everyone is actually try to watch those sexual content, sexual arousing content. Then other people, other creator are actually kind of like a somebody have forcefully to create a content regarding about this topic, directly or indirectly. Okay, yeah. Directly means like that if the other if everyone is actually creating content regarding about the sexual arousing things, other people do that thing directly. Okay, yeah. Indirectly means like that ki you just have to criticize that thing. Okay, yeah. Means like that ki as a kind of like a something, the male user, male creator who kind of like a criticize that ki what is actually happening on social media, why does this thing and that वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. Okay, yeah. So this is called kind of like a something indirect way to talk. Okay, yeah. uh, like this is what kind of like a somebody is this thing. It's a part of kind of like a somebody trending, but you are giving the opinion. Okay, yeah. So this is what kind of like a somebody is this thing. Okay, so if your content is actually rely on someone else, then probably it's kind of like a something that key, it's not really good at some certain point, because not every creator wants to kind of like a make a video regarding about this wrong and that wrong and that wrong. No, like most some of the creator are kind of like somebody make a content regarding about the creativity and things like that. And this is what kind of like a somebody YouTube or social media platform are actually exist, not like a Instagram. Just like I'm just say YouTube is a kind of like a platform where kind of like a creativity are kind of like a celebrate. Okay, yeah. Like if you have knowledge about the painting, music, or whatever it is, you just have to kind of like something express your creativity on your YouTube platform. Okay, yeah. Instagram is a very different game. Instagram is not meant for kind of like some creativity. Yeah, people are kind of like a upload the creativity things. I do the same thing too, but still, it's not really that. Okay, yeah. So this is what my opinion regarding about who is actually responsible for creator and things like that. It's not just kind of like a somebody just a creator, but it's a kind of like a something that key what does audience want, and we just have to cater what is actually audience that they want. All right, yeah. All right, this is it. I should supposed to be end here. I just talk only 21 minutes. I don't know, I usually talk about almost like half an hour, and yeah, but it's just like that, nah? The question is kind of like a bit too simple. Yeah, things like that. Okay, yeah. Whatever, I just want to talk more. Yeah, usually I wanted to record artifact for almost like half an hour. So yeah. Okay, so what is exactly? Nah, there is nothing really have to say. Yeah, I just have to quit it. All right, yeah. So this is it. I should supposed to be end here, and thank you.